Hello, Professor. My name is Brian Rivera, and I'm a senior at CSUDH, and I ended up choosing CFP exam for multiple reasons, as we'll get into in a second. So, why CFP in the first place? Unlike the CFA or CPA, I was looking at other careers as well, like MRF, or something like that, where you're analyzing risk. Personally, all of those careers didn't seem fulfilling for me. I needed help someone on a one-to-one basis. I needed fulfillment in my life through helping someone out, a family, my community, and that's something I've always wanted. Being a CFA, going into that route of making a lot of money based off of your performance in the stock market and analysis, it seems pretty fun as well. But again, it's not fulfilling for me. It seems fairly stressful, and what I'm looking for is life balance, and that's something that certified financial planning seems to offer. It seems to offer work-life balance, fulfillment, and just financial education in general, which is something I want, because at the end of the day, I'd love to have multiple streams of revenue, including real estate, and just knowing in general, being financially literate is what I mean. And then lastly, I'd love to help out my Hispanic community, because the majority of us are not financially literate, and that compounds, because a lot of us kind of stay in the trenches, and it's hard to get out when you're not armed with knowledge. Alright, let's go to the second slide. The path to certification. So there's 4 E's. We'll get into each of these later on in the slides. Education. This is just a quick, brief overview. Education. So you first need a bachelor's degree, and you need to go through a CFP board registered program. Then additionally, you need the exam, which is a 170 question, 6-hour comprehensive exam. Then experience. You need to complete 6,000 hours of professional experience, or 4,000 via apprenticeship. Then ethics. You need to adhere to a strict code of ethics. Let's go to the next slide. Education. As stated, you need a bachelor's degree, which being in finance, we're set up to be in a fairly good position to take this exam. You don't necessarily need to have a finance degree from what I've seen. You just have any degree as long as you have the prerequisites required, the knowledge required. You don't necessarily need to have a finance degree. I've heard that a lot of accountants as well get their CPA at first, then rotate to CFP because of the life balance. From YouTube, what I was looking into. Education is done. Let's go to the exam. So there's a couple concepts. I made a pie chart here that's so you can visually see how everything is split up. Let me just give you a couple of examples. We got 18% retirement. This is the bulk of the exam. There's a couple of main categories. So obviously, you'll learn about 401ks, Roth IRAs, Social Security, the 17% in asset allocation risk, portfolio theory, and then you got 15% general principles, tax planning, etc. You could see you're kind of well-rounded in what you learn in the exam, It's not very heavily oriented towards anything particularly. You even got psychology in order to have a well-rounded perspective in helping out your clients. Let's go to the next slide, exam part 2. So I just wanted to reiterate, exam part 2, I get into pricing. The standard registration rate is $925, and early bird rate is $825. And later on, if you have a late registration, you have to pay even more. So you're incentivized to plan this out as far in advance as possible. They encourage you to register 60 days in advance because you want to actually study for this exam and pass. I believe I saw it somewhere online when I was researching for this that the pass rate would be like 60 something percent. Let me double check. Like around 65%. I'll double check up on that. Let's go to the next slide. Studying. This is just reiterating what I was saying about the exam. It's 170 questions. It's split up into 3-hour sessions over one day. And there's a lot of scenarios in this test. So you could see, like, they want you to be in the perspective of helping out an actual person, because that's what you're going to be doing down the line. Experience, as said earlier in the overview slide, you need 6,000 hours of professional experience or 4,000 hours underneath someone who under 4,000 hours being an apprentice, which is more, it's better in general because you gain a lot of knowledge with whoever is mentoring you. And you can't just work. You need to make sure you're reporting this. So you need to get ahead of the game, and you got to report your experience via the reporting profile available in CFP Borden account dashboard in order to fulfill all the requirements to become a CFP. And that's basically it. Yeah. Thank you.